AI will replace a lot of us, photographers. The truth is that if you just rely on technical skills and you aren't a great photographer and you do not use AI as a tool, you're gonna struggle in the very near future. If you're new here, hi, I'm Hugo and I've helped photographers get 4 and 5-figure deals while this AI wave has been happening. And in this video, I'm gonna be showing how photographers stay irreplaceable in the age of AI. But before we dive in, if you want to become a full-time photographer, I've created a 7-day full-time photographer roadmap which will help you see the path most photographers never see. Get it from the link in the description. So if you are anything like most photographers out there, you are scared of AI. And for a good reason. Because AI is changing things so fast. And if you don't know how to navigate this following few years, you're gonna be struggling a lot. But you don't need to struggle if you do follow the 4 steps I'm gonna be going through right now. The first crucial thing what you must understand to not get replaced so easily is that you should not try to compete with AI photos, so to say. Because say you want to work with companies, you want to take photos for them. Companies nowadays are split to 2 camps and they're going to be continuing to split into 2 camps. There's going to be companies who want the cheapest photos out there, like the cheapest visuals. And they want them the fastest. So of course they're going to go with AI because they're going to be faster than you and AI is going to be cheaper than you. So if you try to compete with this, you're going to lose. Then there's companies who don't want to be associated with AI. That they want that their brand image stays authentic and that they are seen as the premium choice. When you do your targeting towards these clients, then you aren't going to be replaced because these clients don't want the AI. So in your marketing, you must be screaming your work is in the AI, and that's going to then attract more of those who are willing to pay a premium for photography now and in the future. The second thing what you must understand is that running a successful business is about solving problems. And in the age of AI, you must make sure the problem you are solving can't be solved with AI. The thing is, stock photography, for example, it's dead. AI has replaced the need for stock photography, so don't try to even do that. Then art licensing. In some cases, sure, like a company will want to license some random photo you took there, but in most cases, that's going to be a really difficult thing to get solved nowadays when there's so many photographs and AI photos out there. And then okay photos also won't be enough because now you can get so good photos with AI. If you are just an okay photographer, then you aren't gonna make it. You must be a good photographer to succeed and stand out. It is important to think about this in detail, like what could be replaced by AI, like rather easily. Most things will be replaced by AI. Like I've been diving deep into AI and like I just see so many things that AI can replace. And it is important that you are conscious that what you do can't be easily solved. And very simply, if you are there taking photographs in person, that's not something that an AI will be able to do in the near future. We don't have those robots running around and taking photos yet. But then, for example, like photo editing, I don't believe that photo editing right now and in the future is going to be a really good business to have because AI can do already photo editing. And in the future, I believe you are able to train models, train AIs to edit photos like how you would want them to be edited. So, for example, that thing, I see that it is not going to be a good business to build. So whatever you do build as a business, whatever you offer, make sure it is not something that AI can replace very easily. And do follow the rule overall that is going to make you stand out from most of other photographers. I would highly recommend that you build an offer that is something that other photographers do not offer. Because if your offer is same as another photographer's, then you are always going to be competing on pricing. And then, of course, if it's the same thing what you offer, they're going to go with the cheaper version. So, to stand out from other photographers and AI, build an offer that isn't something other photographers do offer. And then you can charge very high prices and you aren't going to be replaced then, well, as easily. Thirdly, you must use AI as help. I'm not saying you need to give all the tasks for AI. Like, for example, I like to edit my photos. That's part of the craft for me. I want to do that. But there are some tasks that I don't want to do, or I simply know AI is going to do a better job at that. So I let AI handle that. For you, it could be that you use AI as help to select what photographs are you going to edit. It could be that you use AI as a brainstorming assistant. You brainstorm some ideas for your business. If you do that though, you must understand how to do it properly, otherwise it's gonna be a mess. Maybe you build agents. That's outside of the scope of this video, but you can basically program an AI to do tasks for you. And I have been starting to build this for my own business. It's basically like having a team, but instead of having a person you pay every month, you do have an AI that does tasks for you in the background. Whatever you do, you must use AI in some ways. Because if you don't, those photographers who do use AI are going to replace you. And that is because they can build their businesses faster, they can improve their services faster, and they're going to bring their costs down, and there's no way you can compete with them. Like, that is just absolutely clear. So you must use AI in some ways. To give a concrete example of how I, for example, use it when it comes to YouTube. Right now, the thumbnail of this video is made with AI. Now, I did give it, of course, photographs, like a photograph of me, and then some other stuff that it understands what photos to like put together. But it did that thing. It put those things together. I could have used Photoshop to make the thumbnail, but that would have taken me many more hours to put together. So why would I use those many hours on the thumbnail when I can just use AI to make the thumbnail? Doesn't make sense. So in this way, for example, I use AI. So as a simple action step here, look what is something what you don't like doing, and think what is something that takes you longer than what you'd like for it to take, and then see, could you let AI do those tasks for you? And don't underestimate how many things AI can already do nowadays. It is pretty crazy. Before we get to the fourth thing to keep in mind, which is absolutely crucial, don't miss that one. If you are a photographer who does want to build a life of freedom through photography, and you want to do so without wasting a ton of time trying to watch YouTube videos and putting things together, rely on luck, or keep guessing what on earth should you do, then DM me one-to-one on Instagram at Geography, and let's see if my mentorship is a good fit for you. If you don't have Instagram, just take a short mentorship assessment from the link in the description, and it's gonna show you is it a good fit for you. All right, the fourth and one of the most important steps you can take to not get replaced by AI or other photographers is to build a powerful personal brand before it is too late. I'm not gonna say that there is gonna be a point where it is absolutely impossible and absolutely too late, but it is just getting more difficult to build a personal brand online. Why is that? Well, it is because so much of the content posted already is AI content. I heard that in March 2026, when I'm recording this, about 50% of the content posted online is AI made. And that number is just gonna keep going up. And when there's gonna be so much content out there, it is just gonna be more and more difficult for you to build a powerful brand online. So you want to start that before it even gets more difficult from here. But why? Like, why does it matter so much? Well, AI can make nice, beautiful photos. but it can't be you. When you have a personal brand online, potential clients will understand who you are. Like, they will understand what you stand for, they can see your opinions, they can see your expertise before you would be pitching them. And then that makes everything so much more easy. They're gonna buy more easy, you're gonna be getting clients more easy, you can price much higher, more easy. So there's so many reasons to build a personal brand, but the main thing indeed is that AI can't replace you, and so in your marketing, you want to showcase you, who you are, not just your photos. Because if you just showcase your photos, then you are competing with AI and other photographers. See, also clients, they don't nowadays anymore as much compare photographs together. Meaning that if photographer A has great photos and photographer B has great photos, they don't just look at the photos to decide like who to go for. And nowadays there's of course so many great photographers, there might not really be a difference between the photographs taken between different photographers. And the bigger difference might be that one of the photographers does have a strong personal brand. And imagine you are the client and you are choosing from two photographers. Photographer A has a beautiful portfolio, but there's nothing about them. You maybe even don't know what they look like. And then photographer B, they have equally amazing photos, but you do know what they look like. You do know what their personality is like. You do know what they believe in. Maybe you align with their values. Who are you gonna go with? Of course, this photographer. So you want to showcase who you are online, because this is the way to stand out from AI and other photographers, and it's gonna allow you to bulletproof your career better. It is gonna allow you to get clients coming to you instead of you just chasing them endlessly, and it's gonna allow you to price what you're worth also more easily. But indeed, the time is gonna come where it is just extremely difficult to build a strong personal brand online. And if you want to make your personal brand online, you want to learn how to overall do it, then start learning this by watching this video on the screen right now, where I do go through some steps to take. Leave a like, subscribe, and see you there.